Nothing says home quite like the smell of a pie cooling on the windowsill. But many of the pies our grandmothers baked flaky, spiced, and sometimes unusual have all but disappeared from today's kitchens. In this video, we are dusting off the flour, opening the old cookbooks, and revisiting more than 30 old-fashioned pies that once defined American family life. From savory classics to sweet desserts, these are the pies that built memories, fed generations, and connected families. Which ones do you remember? Intro for generations. Pie was more than just dessert, it was a way of life. Grandmothers across America baked pies for Sunday dinners, church suppers, and holiday gatherings. Pies were portable, affordable, and versatile. Using whatever ingredients were available, apples from the orchard, berries from the hedgerow, or molasses from the pantry. But as time passed, many of these recipes faded away. Supermarkets introduced pre-made crusts and frozen pies, lifestyles grew busier, and some flavors simply fell out of fashion. Today, a handful remain popular: apple, pumpkin, pecan, but dozens of unique pies survive only in faded recipe cards and the memories of family kitchens. Let us journey back and rediscover the old-fashioned pies our grandmas used to bake. 1. Shoofly pie, originating with the Pennsylvania Dutch. Shoofly pie is a molasses-based pie with a crumb topping. Its rich, sticky sweetness once made it a breakfast pie as much as a dessert. The name supposedly came from swatting away flies drawn to the syrup. Why it faded, molasses fell out of favor as sugar became more accessible, and many found its earthy flavor too strong. 2. Vinegar pie. A pie from hard times. Vinegar pie. Use pantry staples: vinegar, sugar, butter, and eggs to mimic the tangy brightness of lemon pie when citrus was scarce. Custard-like filling was surprisingly refreshing. Why it faded. Once lemons became affordable year-round, vinegar pie seemed unnecessary. 3. Buttermilk pie, popular across the South. This pie featured a custard filling made from tangy buttermilk, sugar, eggs, and nutmeg. It baked into a silky texture with a slightly tart kick. Why it faded. Buttermilk lost ground as a household staple, and lighter desserts took its place. 4. Chess pie. Closely related to buttermilk pie, chess pie is a sugar-rich custard with cornmeal for texture. Sweet, dense, and addictive. It was sometimes flavored with lemon or chocolate. Why it faded. Its simplicity seemed old-fashioned compared to more modern pies with fruit or cream. 5. Mincemeat pie, originally containing actual minced meat with dried fruits and spices. This pie slowly evolved into a purely sweet holiday dessert. Its rich, spiced filling once symbolized abundance at Christmas time. Why it faded. The name confused modern eaters, and the flavor was considered too heavy for contemporary tastes. 6. Green tomato pie. When frost threatened the garden, thrifty grandmas turned unripe tomatoes into pie filling, cooking them down with sugar, cinnamon, and cloves until they mimicked apple pie. Why it faded. Once refrigeration and supermarkets made fruit more available, green tomato pie was no longer needed. 7. Oatmeal pie, known as a poor man's pecan pie. Oatmeal pie offered a sweet, chewy filling with oats instead of nuts. It was especially common during the Great Depression. It faded. Pecan pie became the more glamorous Southern standard, pushing oatmeal pie aside. 8. Sour cream raisin pie. A Midwestern favorite, this pie combined plump raisins with a creamy, tangy custard made from sour cream, spiced with cinnamon and nutmeg. Why it faded. Sour cream raisin pie was too regional, and many outside the Midwest never adopted it. 9. Rhubarb custard pie. Tart rhubarb balanced with a sweet custard made this pie a springtime staple in farm kitchens. Why it faded. Rhubarb itself became less common in home gardens, and many younger generations never acquired the taste. Marlboro pie. A colonial-era pie with apples, lemon zest, sherry, and spices baked into a custard-like filling. It was elegant yet simple. Why it faded. Its alcohol-based flavoring and old-world roots made it seem outdated. 11. Transparent pie, a cousin to chess pie. Transparent pie from Kentucky had a sugary filling so clear it lived up to its name. Rich and eggy, it was popular with Southern grandmothers. Why it faded. Its overly sweet simplicity did not compete with fruit pies. 12. Jefferson Davis pie, named for the Confederate president. This Southern pie blended raisins, coconut, and spices into a custard. Why it faded. Its political name and unusual filling fell out of fashion. 13. Molasses pie different from shoofly pie. This pie featured a smooth molasses custard, baked in pastry. It was dark, rich, and intense. Why it faded? Like other molasses desserts, it disappeared when refined sugar became cheaper and more appealing. 14. Peanut butter pie old style before cream cheese and whipped cream versions. Peanut butter pies were simple custards flavored with peanut butter, baked until firm. It faded. Creamy no-bake pies replaced the denser old versions. 15. Potato pie. Sweet potato pie remains beloved. But white potato pies, mashed potatoes sweetened with sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg were also once common. Why it faded? White potatoes were better suited to savory dishes, and sweet potato pie won the cultural contest. 16. Coconut cream pie, scratch-made, unlike modern pudding pies. Old coconut cream pies used fresh coconut grated by hand, baked into custard fillings. Why it faded? Fresh coconut preparation was labor-intensive, and packaged coconut simplified but dulled the tradition. 17. Custard pie. Plain custard pie was a staple in farmhouse kitchens. Milk, eggs, sugar, and nutmeg baked in a flaky shell. Simple and comforting. Why it faded? Its plainness could not compete with fancier cream pies. 18. Mock apple pie made with crackers, sugar, and cinnamon. This Depression-era pie imitated apple pie when fruit was unavailable. Why it faded? Once real apples were abundant, no one wanted crackers in pie form anymore. 19. Vinegar chess pie, a tangy spin on chess pie. Vinegar chess pie gave a bright note to balance the sweetness. Why it faded? Too similar to lemon pies, once citrus was widely available. 20. Gooseberry pie. Tart gooseberries once grew in American gardens and made delightfully tangy pies. Why it faded? Gooseberries became less cultivated, and their sour taste did not appeal to modern palates. 21. Black bottom pie, a layered pie with chocolate custard on the bottom and rum-flavored cream on top. Grandmas made it for special occasions. Why it faded? Its preparation was more complex than simpler pies, and trends shifted toward cakes. 22. Sugar cream pie. The state pie of Indiana. Sugar cream pie used cream, flour, and sugar to create a custard-like dessert. Why it faded? Regional popularity never expanded nationwide. 23. Huckleberry pie. Wild huckleberries were once foraged and baked into pies, offering a tart burst of flavor. Why it faded? Huckleberries are harder to cultivate, so blueberry pies became more common. 24. Persimmon pie, made with ripe persimmons blended into custard. This pie was autumn's answer to pumpkin pie. Why it faded? Persimmons are seasonal and less available in stores. 25. Maple pie. A New England pie, sweetened with pure maple syrup, offering a deep, caramel-like sweetness. Why it faded? The high cost of maple syrup made it less practical. 26. Cream cheese pie, baked before no-bake cheesecakes. Cream cheese pies were baked like custards with tangy, savory sweet fillings. Why it faded? Cheesecake became the more sophisticated dessert. 27. Apple pan dowdy, a rustic apple pie where the crust was broken into the filling during baking, creating a syrupy, homey dessert. Why it faded? More polished apple pies became the standard. 28. Cranberry pie. A holiday favorite in New England, cranberry pies balanced tart berries with sugar and spice. Why it faded? Cranberries became more associated with sauce than pies. 29. Raisin pie, simple but satisfying. Raisin pie was once a common dessert in farmhouse kitchens. Why it faded? Its monotone flavor seemed dull compared to fruit pies. 30. Pineapple pie, canned pineapple-inspired custard and cream pies flavored with tropical fruit, popular in the 1920s. Why it faded? Pineapple desserts shifted toward upside-down cakes. 31. Marlberry pie, once made with small tart wild berries, this pie had a rustic charm. Why it faded? Wild berries became less accessible, and cultivated fruits took their place. 32. Lemon chess pie, a Tangier, brighter cousin of plain chess pie. Lemon chess pie brought citrus zest to custard pie tradition. Why it faded. Competing lemon desserts like meringue pie overshadowed it. 33 dried apple pie made with rehydrated apples in winter. These pies stretched fruit supplies long after harvest. Why it faded. Fresh apples became available year-round, making dried versions unnecessary. Closing reflection. Old-fashioned pies were more than desserts. They were symbols of thrift, hospitality, and creativity. Each recipe carried a story. Survival in the Depression, celebration at holidays, or comfort on ordinary Sundays. Many vanished because ingredients became abundant, tastes modernized, or convenience replaced tradition. Yet when we bake them again, even once, we reconnect with the warmth of Grandma's kitchen and the roots of American food history. Which of these pies would you love to taste again? Do you remember your grandma baking raisin pie, vinegar pie, or maybe good old shoofly pie? Share your memories in the comments. I love reading your food stories. If you enjoyed this nostalgic journey, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss more trips through food history. Because when we remember these old-fashioned pies, you're not just remembering recipes, we are remembering family, tradition, and the sweet comfort of home.